All right, so for part 2 of this Google Form tutorial, I want to show you how you can actually look at student data. So up here, it'll say responses, tells you how many kids responded, and it'll actually break down the average score that kids got, so 3.37, so about 3 or 4 out of 5, which is pretty decent. It'll also show you what were the most frequently missed questions. So I'm not entirely sure what the metric for this is for determining it. I think it's just based on the frequency with which the question is missed and how many kids missed it. So what information do you not include in the citation, right? That might be a point that I need to go back and reteach. And also break it down by student. So more about that up here, if you go to the individual student tab, it'll actually show you each individual student's quiz. Only tricky part about this is that it's only identified by the student's email address. So if you're not super familiar with that and you don't have a lot of kids in your classes, that might be helpful for you. Again, I like to add a what is your name question, so kids are required to put their name, and then that helps you go through student by student. But also in this summary tab here, it'll actually show you, how kids actually answered. So the more, green you see here, this is the correct answer. And hopefully you want to see that being the highest number here. If you see a really large disparity or like answers that are really close right here, again, might be a point for you to go back and reteach. But this will enable you to see how students answered. Now, additionally, each Google form is linked to a Google Sheet. So I link all of my Google Forms to one Google Sheet workbook where I have all of my quizzes stored, but this is just another way of viewing data. So here it'll break it up by email address, score they got, each question. Again, I kind of like to just go down this spreadsheet and kind of see, you want to be seeing the same answers, right? So if you're seeing the same words in each column, that means that largely they're getting those questions correct. So again, this is really helpful. I also have shown this page to students when we're going back through and reviewing. You can scroll down and actually show them like, hey, here's where you got a question right or a question wrong. When we're back in regular school and we're doing reteach week, right? And you want to include metrics, you want to include charts to actually show kids how they did. This might be a great resource to have those charts provided and a great resource to show kids exactly what they missed and what they need to work on. So as you are working with Google Forms, I encourage you to utilize this as a check for understanding and also utilize the data analysis portion here for both yourself and for kids.